fans, I'm at Goldbridge, and we're back trying again to be live here with regards to Manchester United's game against Bournemouth. I'm not going to say one word because I'm just going to wait and see. This could just crash again. I don't know what happened last time. Hopefully it will crash quickly if it's going to crash, because I can just move over onto the other laptop. But yeah, injury is a problem. I've said the word. Just waiting to see if this actually is going to work this time. Hopefully it will. Blah, blah, blah. Can we get beyond... I think it was 39 seconds last time and it went. Yeah. Don't know what that was all about. No idea. No idea. No idea. We'll run with it. We'll run with it. Disconcerting. There we go. A little bit like the Manchester United team, actually. A little bit like the Manchester United team. Look, the first thing I wanted to say here is that Antony's injured. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it this season. I really am. I think that it's just so hard. It's so hard to build any stability or rhythm when every game it feels like there's a surprise injury. Like it's just like, what's fucking wrong with Antony? And can we, you know, I have to be very careful about what I say here because it's just pure frustration. But fuck these players off. Like, we can't have Cavani's types who, you know, from game to game you don't know whether they're going to turn up and be on the bus. Like, Antony has done this a few times now. What's the fucking problem? You know, you've had the issue off the pitch where you missed pre-season. You know, you've had crap form. You're finally in form, and then you're going to get fucking injured again. And I'm just like, what is going on at this football club? Like, this was meant to be his moment. He's played well in the last 2 games. He should be starting today. Garnacho should be on the left. He's out of the squad completely. Why? What's wrong with him? What is wrong with Antony this time? And why does it keep happening? It's just really weird, and I don't really understand why this season this is happening to us all the time. And also, he's in good form. So when he comes back, how long's he out for? He's got to get back to fitness again. It's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Not on the bench, injured. You can't build a team on this. And this is, you know what? I'm more frustrated with Antony than I am with Rashford starting. Because Antony is a Ten Hag signing. And he needs his players. Like, what's the injury and could you fucking play? That's what I'm saying. What is your injury and could you play? Because I tell you what, if we were going for the title, and this is a 2-week thing, they'd be playing. And this is what's worrying me about this team at the moment. Who actually wants to put their boots on and go out there and play? It's annoying. Absolutely annoying. Me says I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking sense, mate. I'm talking sense. I'm fed up of the injuries. I'm fed up of the injury crisis. And I'm fed up of it being a legitimate excuse. Because it is a legitimate excuse. It's another injury we weren't expecting. And it causes an issue. Of course it does. Are the players throwing in the towel, says Chris the Red. I just don't get it. If I was a Man United player, then I wouldn't be... I'd be playing. You know, unless I had a broken leg, I would be playing in this game. It's as simple as that. Daniel Derbyshire, thank you very much for joining the Members Club. 42 months he's been here as well. Have we got moderators who can do a job, please? Because there's a right bunch of twats in here. And I'm not here for it today. So I will just start allocating moderators to people who actually give a shit about this channel. Because there's some right fucking weirdos in here. Do this lot have wrestling matches after training, says Mario Franco. What's the score tonight, says Josh. I think it's probably going to be a draw. Sorry, I'll start doing it myself. I want decent football chat. I don't want fucking idiots in here. Where's the same energy for Luke Shaw? Luke Shaw's been injured for 3 months, mate. Antony was meant to be starting the game, and he's completely out. Incredible, really. Incredible. Yeah, okay. So let's... I mean, look, I suppose the big conversation is Marcus Rashford starting. Yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated by that. At some point, you hope that he's going to reward the... not reward. At some point, you hope he's going to pay back the faith this manager has in him. I mean, Ahmad scored the winning goal in the FA Cup. He may as well have scored it for fucking Liverpool. It's done him no good at all. Like, where's the payback on Ahmad? Where's the payback for Ahmad? He literally won you the game against Liverpool. You've not fucking used him since. I mean, what's that all about? I've got no idea. Absolutely no idea. Mason Mount looked really good. Why is he not starting? Oh, let's start Rashford again. Let's put Garnacho back on the right wing and give Rashford another go. I haven't had enough of him cutting inside and shooting from 30 yards. I mean, hopefully, actually, he does it enough. One will go in today because we need to win. We need to win today. After that Newcastle result at the week at lunchtime, we need to win this game today. So, look, Marcus Rashford's ridiculously lucky. I don't really have anything more to say. It's not slanderous. It's not slanderous. It's fact. He's very lucky to be starting this game. Very, very lucky. Some people are saying Bruno's lucky as well. Well, I expected Bruno to play. I expected the back four. I expected the middle three. I expected Rasmus and Garnacho. I think Rashford's really lucky. Andy Wilson says, if Rashford goes to the Euros in the summer, I'm done. Anthony Gordon should be going ahead of him. Miles better. Akshay says, so many injuries. This club has to look into the medical staff. When are they going to dig into this? Says Akshay. Are you concerned we won't finish in the top 6? Says Jim. Look, Newcastle have won their last 2 games with 30% possession. They found a way with their injuries to, basically counter and defend well. That was the option. Ten Hag could have done that as well. He decides to play a little bit more open. But, people I think would moan if we parked the bus. Mark, I'm sorry, but I think Rashford needs to be dropped. I think Rashford is Ten Hag's golden boy. Oliver, I can't lie. Rashford would not be in my team today. I think he's really lucky. He was crap against Liverpool. He was crap against Chelsea. I can't remember further back than that. Well, he was obviously crap against Brentford as well because we were all crap. So he's very lucky to start the game. I think that Ahmad is so unlucky. I mean, as I said, he played really well against... I mean, you know what? I think back to that Liverpool game, right? I'm always fair. I think back to that Liverpool game. Ahmad didn't just score... Can I just do a little bit of breaking news? Ahmad didn't just score a goal against Liverpool. Liverpool had a 4v2. 4 attackers against 2 defenders. And the player with the ball for Liverpool was just summing up his options on the edge of the box, and Ahmad came from nowhere and tackled him. It wasn't just the goal from Ahmad. It was his overall performance in that cameo that he gave. His work rate defensively, his passing, he actually played really well. What's the reward? Keep picking fucking Rashford. I tell you what, Rashford better fucking score tonight because the amount of games he starts for United, I just can't believe it. I cannot believe how much he starts. But look, it's always very dangerous to slag a team off before a game is started, and I try not to do it. But he's very, very lucky to be starting this game. Very, very lucky. Colin Welker has gifted a membership. Thank you very much to Colin. At this moment, I would put the medical team on job seekers allowance. The last decade has been a shambles and has definitely cost us league places, says Acid. A7, thank you very much for your super chat. It's obvious, says Faris, that Ten Hag is being forced to play Rashford. It's politics. Tevin says, every game Rashy, this Rashy, that. Shut up and move on. I tell you what, mate. How about you fuck off and move on, idiot? Can't believe Rashford's starting. I mean, sorry, that might be a little bit harsh for some people on a Saturday evening, but it's not like Rashford's being victimised. It's not like Rashford needs a break. He's been crap all season. He's our best paid player. I think there's a conversation to be had about Rashford. Sorry, for the positive PR, but there is definitely a conversation to be had. Can't believe he's starting, says Max. Read that one. Feel bad saying it, but massively disappointed Rashford's playing, says Andy. Crazy to think this is where we are with him now. Oliver says, I'm sorry, but I think Rashford needs to be dropped. Welcome to the Members Club 2LPC. Papa Green's been a member for 40 months. And also, hi Mark, what's the score tonight, says Josh Edits. I think we've done all of those. Thank you. Keep your comments coming up. Hi Mark, is your realistic attack for next year Garnacho on the left, Hoyland up the middle and Lisi on the right, says Est. I mean, I'd love that. I watched Newcastle play at the weekend. I watched Newcastle play at lunchtime, and Harvey Barnes and Anthony Gordon want to create. Both of them want to create. They want to get the ball in the box. They want to get their head up. Newcastle have got two wingers that want to create. We've got a number 10 and two wingers who don't want to create. And it's something I crave next season, regardless of who the manager is. I want wingers and number 10s who want to create, not wingers and number 10s who want to shoot. No Antony, so hopefully Ahmad gets some minutes to Sadiq. Can't believe Rashford's starting, says Drew. I hope for a win, but not too sure. You wonder, is Eric Ten Hag pissed off with Ahmad for getting a stupid red, regardless of the circumstances, says Rory C. Forget being dropped. Rashford needs to leave. I've had enough of his inconsistent attitude. He is a disgrace and needs to go. Enough is enough, says Goldio. I hope you're having a nice day. What's your score prediction, says Delve. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Look, the great thing about Marcus Rashford starting is that at some point, he's got to have a good game. Yeah, he's got to have a good game at some point. So, maybe it'll be today. How are you, Mark? Do you think Arsenal are going to win the league? I don't think about it, Junior. I hope you do win it, but I don't think about it too much. Colin says, if Ten Hag is sacked at the end of the season, he has sacked himself with the constant favourites starting regardless of form. I tell you what, Colin. I, as somebody that wants Ten Hag to stay, I'm going to concede this. If Ten Hag gets sacked, he's only got himself to blame. Because picking Rashford, I know 90% of our fan base would actually feel more positive. It's like politics, right? When the general election in this country is going to happen later this year, people are fed up with the Conservatives. They'll vote Labour in because they're fed up with the Conservatives. Even though Labour might not be better, they'll vote Labour in because they're fed up with the Conservatives. Conservatives, if they want to have a chance of staying in, need to do popular things. Putting taxes up, you're just basically making it even more likely that Labour win. Ten Hag could make himself more popular by dropping Rashford. What does he do? Picks Rashford again and again and again and again. And even if Rashford wins us the game today, I don't think people would go, oh, he's right. I think it's past that. I mean, I think we all want Rashford to win us the game. But even if he did, I still don't think people would sit there at the end of the game and go, Rashford deserved to start. So I'm sort of with you on this. I don't want Ten Hag to go. I think it's the worst thing we can do. But I think his constant obsession with picking Rashford and Bruno to a certain extent could well be his downfall. Because there's one thing, I've seen managers in the past, like Mourinho, who will chuck a Fellaini in the team and Fellaini will give him everything. And, Fellaini might pop up with a scrappy goal off his head. Right? So, I never liked it when Mourinho was picking Fellaini, but every now and again, Fellaini would score a winning goal for Mourinho. It was horrible football, but it would work. The problem I have with Ten Hag picking Rashford is he never fucking repays the faith. So he picks him and he doesn't do anything. And that's my problem. I don't know why Ten Hag does it, because he doesn't repay him. And the same with Bruno to a certain extent. Bruno's not scoring goals or creating things for him either. So this game is the last straw because it's not Liverpool, it's not Chelsea, it's Bournemouth. We're now in 7th place. We can't hide behind we're holding on to 6th. We've actually got to start winning games. So the pressure's on today. And I've said this, if he loses tonight, I think he's gone. He might even go on Monday. There's something to be said that if you want to interview Nagelsmann and you can't do it because he's going to be in the Euros, well, you can do it if you interview him now. So, who knows what the outcome of this game could be. Could be absolutely massive. I've seen a stat that Man United have given the most game time for teenagers and youngsters. They've played 3,637 minutes, while Man City is second with 698, says Per. We're decimated by injury. It's incredible. Hi, Mark. Do you think that there should be a conversation on sacking Ten Hag if we lose? I would give him the summer, but I would take Nagelsmann, says Robert. Justin Marlowe, welcome to the Members Club. 12 months ago, Rashford was undroppable. Now we can't wait for him to be dropped, says Pulley. The shit put on the shelf and thinks it's jam. Rashford, says Trebled Reds. I've never seen a player lack so much effort consistently for any team than Rashford. He needs to be benched until he proves himself, says Jonathan. I'm disappointed that Rashford's starting, says Mohammed, but I hope the team can get a win says Mohammed. I predict Højlund scoring today, says Zach. Do you think if we win and Villa lose, we're back in the race, says Daily Hibbert? What, in the race for what? You do realise 5th isn't going to get Champions League football anymore. Hi, Mark. As much as I love Rashford, it's really disappointing to see him decline so much. It's hard to back him when he won't even run or try. Look, we shouldn't be talking about Rashford anymore. It's Ten Hag who... And the most important thing of all is, and some people don't have the intelligence for this, Rashford doesn't pick himself. Or at least, I hope he doesn't. Because it's the manager that's picked him today. And if you look at Man United's bench, on the bench, there is... There is Binder, Amrabat, Mount, Ericsson, Diallo, Forson, Amas, Agonyi and Wheatley. So there's 3 options there. Forson, Diallo and Mount. All 3 of those players could, and 2 of them probably should, be starting ahead of Rashford. Never thought... let me just get rid of this idiot. Bye-bye. Never thought I'd see United underdogs against Bournemouth, says Robert McCormack. You know what my problem is, Robert and everybody, is that I've seen enough of Bournemouth this season to know they're organised and they work hard. And Spurs had better players than Newcastle today, and Newcastle could have won 7 or 8-0. So it worries me. It worries me because I'll know in the first 5 minutes whether we're going to win this game or not. Because if in the first 5 minutes, like Brentford, Bournemouth are up for it and want it more, we're done. We're absolutely done. And I think at this stage, as I've said, Garnacho, Mainu, Dalot, Bruno, Rasmus, these are players that might not have a future if Ten Hag goes. So they've got to start working hard. But I don't like it when you've got Rashford and Bruno in the team because, and Casemiro to a certain extent, because they're the senior players. I don't know whether I trust the senior players in this team. I'd like to see some of the younger players stepping up and taking control because they're the future. But that's a hard thing to do. A7, there's no doubt in my mind that Erik Ten Hag's job with the youth is very good. Footy King is going to pre-order the book very soon. Love the content as always. Thank you very much, pal. Glory, glory, Man United, says Artin. Let's have a look at the Bournemouth lineup. I know it's going round on the stats carousel. Neto, Smith, Zambani, Senesi, Kirkez, Cook, Christie, Sinestra, Kluivert. I mean, look, they're good players. Kluivert's a good player, quick. Sinistera was formerly at Leeds, quick. Solanke, I mean, their front 4 has got pace. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I'm expecting a bad result, so United might just shock us. But they've got a lot of players that can cause us problems. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Especially at home. I've just added the book to the stats carousel for you. If you scan it with your camera phone, you can pre-order it. A couple of people have mentioned it in the chat. Thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate that. I saw you got a lot of hate for comments on Romano's Instagram, hoping to see Martial play for us one last time. I agree with you though, says Move. I haven't read the replies, mate. I couldn't give a shit. I would implore all of you, the day you listen to people, if you put your opinion out there, and you agree, and you know, of course, we're not talking about opinions here that are going to be massively controversial, but if you put your opinions out there and you agree with those opinions, then you know I don't really have a massive problem with it. I don't know what people's problem is. Sujoy says, hi Mark, sorry, maybe it's just me. I don't know if your mic or your volume settings, the volume of your videos are a bit too high. It's you, mate. Mason Mount should play on the left, not Rashford. That's a mistake by Eric, says Danny. I saw, thank you very much, Move Maniac. Would you swap Rasmus and Garnacho for Mbappe? Colin, I don't need this sort of talk tonight. I'm in the zone. I'm in the game zone. I can't be talking about silly swaps. 5 minutes to go to the start of this game. Right, Mark, if a new manager comes to United and starts picking Rashford and Bruno, who should we blame then, says CMA? And I really want to call into the show and talk about Ten Hag in and why. Look at what he's going through. Give him a chance. Might rake it right. Yasin, I think there's a lot of people out there that want Eric Ten Hag to stay and do well. But as I said, the big problem he's got is that he is doing things with the team that make him very unpopular. Like picking Rashford, you're pleasing Rashford and his brand, nobody else. Or is he pleasing Ineos? Maybe Ineos are saying to him, if you want a future at this football club, you need to get the best out of Rashford. I don't know. But the vast majority of the fan base do not want to see Marcus Rashford starting in this game. And Ten Hag has said, well, I'm going to do it. So, you know, who is he pleasing? Why is he doing it? Is he pleasing Sir Jim? Is he pleasing Brand Rashford? Is he pleasing himself? It's an interesting one. But look, ultimately, I hope, I pray that at the end of this game, I sit here and say to you, look, I wouldn't have started Rashford. I'm not going to change. You know what? I don't care. I stand by my opinion. You should stand by yours. I don't agree with Rashford starting this game of football. If he scores a hat-trick and we win the game, I will say well done to Rashford and well done to Ten Hag. And I hope that's the case because I do not want to be proven right on this. I do not want to be sat, and I think some people don't understand this. There are people out there that want to get proven right and they want to see Ten Hag sacked. I do not want to be proven right on the match reaction saying that's another 4 out of 10 for Rashford, Ten Hag shouldn't have picked him and we've lost the game. I do not want to be right on that. I absolutely do not. I will love it if Rashford's an 8 out of 10 with a hat-trick. And at some point, you hope it's going to happen. Glory, glory, Man United, says Oliver. Rashford starting sets such a bad example, says Old Soul. Long live United stand, says Treble Reds. Ten Hag and Ineos are just puppets to the Glazers, says Sadiq. Yazin, welcome to the Members Club. J Dot's hungover and about to go to the pub and watch United. Wish me luck, says J Dot. You know what they say, hair of the dog. It might work. It might work. Thanks for all the super chats that have come in so far, by the way. We're very close to the start of this game. You called Calvini a disgrace because of his injuries. What of Martel? Emmanuel, learn to spell. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, if you've got a problem with the volume, turn it up. There's nothing wrong with the volume at my end, so I've got no idea what you're talking about. I've got an audio mixer. It's hitting the right levels. It's not too high. It's in the green every time I talk. It's not going in amber or red. So sort yourself out. Emmanuel, I don't know what he's talking. I think he's talking about Cavani. I didn't call Cavani or Calvini a disgrace. I said buying an injury-prone player was a disgrace and it was bad recruitment. Cavani's always been a top-class player, but, you know, look at the weather. You'd think we were playing in Spain, the sunny south coast. Look at the weather, it's lovely. Lovely weather here. Lovely weather. Let's get ready. Timer's ready. Ten Hag looks concerned, but then again, he sometimes does. You never know. All the worry, all the panic. We might just see a really good game from United. We're up and running. It always looks like that, says Nomad. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We're in it together. Whether you want a United win or not, we're in it together. Good start by Rasmus here. Nice layoff into Rashford. And let's just hope we can get our foot on the ball in the first few minutes. Because actually, we've not had 30 seconds. I mean, that's a shit ball by Maguire. You see, that's disappointing because the first few seconds there were pinging around passes. And then Maguire just hits a long ball. And this is where we need to change. You will never see Van Dijk or Diaz or Gabriel in the first 30 seconds, when you're knocking the ball around nicely, just whack it long. You know, you're passing balls where you've got a 90% chance of keeping it, and then you lump a ball forward where you've got a 90% chance of losing it. Like, get hold of the ball. Just pass the ball about for a minute. Why do we have to hit it long? We're in control of the ball. Rashford lazy and Ten Hag knows that and tells him to stay high for a counter, says Chris. Hunter says, calm down, I'm getting scared. I don't know what's wrong with me as well. I don't know what's wrong with me. What's wrong with me? Get your thoughts in, everybody. Stats carousel's rolling round for you. Hope Hoyland gets on the score sheet this afternoon. Don't agree with Rashford starting, says Stephen. I tell you what, there's 3 players that have got... If these 3 players don't play at least a 6 out of 10 today, we're fucked. Casemiro, Bruno, Rashford. We can't afford to carry bad performances from them today. See, Bournemouth on the attack already here. He's given a corner. I thought he was pointing for a goal kick. Oh, though no one understood, we were holding back the flood, holding back against the rest. We were more than others. Ain't never gonna keep that in. Ain't never gonna keep that in. No way. No way. Thanks for being a member for 6 months. Blake Williamson, appreciate that. Any advice for struggling being away at uni, Mark? Says Daniel. I'd love to give you some advice, Daniel, but I never went to uni, so it would just be unfair. You know why I did that with the audio? To piss the people off who won't shut up about the audio. Turn your volume down. Bad pass. Where's Rashford in this game? I haven't seen him yet. Oh, there he is. If anyone can give Daniel advice for struggling being away at uni, please do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Let's see if we can hit a target. We always like a bit of a target during a stream. Yeah, we're on the road to 848k. We're only 300 away. And Camboala does well there. Very well. Yeah, please do subscribe. Don't forget, we've got the fan forum for you at 8 tonight. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Every morning at 10 o'clock. Match reaction and player rating, second half. Antony, breaking news, is not available for Manchester United today. Rashford starts. That's surely a foul on Mainu. Yeah. No need to moan about it, Harry. It's a free kick. Just get the ball and start again. Ten Hag quotes before the game. First goal is always important. When you get the first goal and then you continue the game in good focus, then life can be easier. We're maybe not so good in shots against, but in goals conceded, we're good. And it's all about that. They're the numbers that count. If the opposition come in our last third in our box, we defend our box very well. We also defend our goal very well. You see from the autumn, we couldn't score. From the last game of December, I think we scored in every game. the only reason I'm looking at his quotes is I was trying to see if anybody can see what the problem is with Antony. Karaoke. Really think the look of Camboire marks solid and quick, says Phil. What's up with the pick of shirtless guys in the stadium, says Jide. Notice how many players in the left side. The Shadow 9, says Ronnie. Karaoke show when, says Cody. This is going to be 1-0. This is a shit start. This is a shit start again. Fucking hell. Fuck off. And why is Delo letting his man go there? Delo wasn't even in the screen if they cut it back. Starting okay and mainly in their half. Worried about Wan-Bissaka. Obviously targeting their left. Rashford still jogging around, says Jazz and Dill. Come on. Here we go. Play on. Bruno into Rashford. Bit of time. Have a look. Have a look. Never looking to pass, is he? He's never looking to pass there. It's all about head down. How many players can I go past? Did you watch? Do you watch any golf? The Masters is the weekend. Great tournament to watch. No, Evan, I don't. You see that position there? If that's Anthony Gordon, he's got rid of it. He's got rid of it. They've got a 3v3. He'll have got rid of it. Yeah, so Man United's injury list at the moment. Antony, Martial, McTominay, most of our centre-backs, both of our left-backs. John's very impressed with Maguire. A lot of negativity over the past season, but he turns up. So, yeah, we're championing turning up again. He's actually played well this season, John. Although he's about to get done for pace, but Camboire covered well for him. Maguire's biggest problem is if he's slow. He's slow, and that will always get him into trouble. Pitch is looking wet, apparently, says Michael. This is going to be a very hard game, I can tell already. What's Maguire doing there? Oh, he's all right. Sorry. Come on, lads. There's a lot of space out there. Better players. Everyone's had a touch now. Yeah, you look at the quality of players on that pitch. Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro. We shouldn't be struggling. Daniel, I haven't been to uni either, but I can imagine alcohol could be used as useful, says George. John says, is Antony on his period? I wouldn't have thought so, mate. What wine's that, Mark? It's a Pinot Noir. I got it for my birthday. I'm normally a Malbec or a Merlot or a Cabernet Sauvignon. But I got given this for my birthday, a Pinot Noir, which I find a little bit lighter. I should do a wine show, actually. Red wine. I was out in Stratford-upon-Avon on Thursday with the missus, and I was drinking red wine in the pub on the afternoon. I've almost given up on lager. I like red wine. It's my thing. Wine is not for women, Lionel, and you will be blocked if you say shit like that again. My wife doesn't even like red wine. Red wine's quite a masculine drink, actually. Henry VIII used to drink it. Yeah. I tell you what, If a woman walked into Henry VIII's throne room and said, "Why are you drinking red wine? It's for women," she'd be Ned Stark FC before she finished the next sentence. He didn't mess about. This is good play by United. Really good ball. Mainu. Now it's Wan-Bissaka. Good play. Now it's Garnacho. Come on, look for the pass. Gondolo, smack it. Mainu. Penalty. Hey, up! Give the penalty, you dickhead! Give the penalty! Oh, stay on your feet. Stay on your feet, bloody twat. Not Mainu. He stayed on his feet. Give the penalty. Look at the honesty here. Oh, I don't think he touched him, actually. No, I don't think he touched him. Move on. Everybody just move on. My point was, I thought that he'd connected with the player and he stayed on his feet. I don't think he touched him, though. If he touched him and he stayed on his feet, it should be a penalty. If he didn't touch him, Mainu was very honest to get it. What's Bruno hitting there? The fuck is Bruno doing there? You know what? We've looked all right when we got the ball down. Well done, Rashford. Oh, Rashford! He should have had that. Bournemouth on the attack. Come on, lads. I feel like we're starting to settle a little bit here. Good pass by Rashford. Rasmus has got 3 players on him. He's in. Go on, Rash. Go on, Rasmus. That's it. Simple pass. Simple pass now, Rashford. Don't do anything stupid. That's better. Amaroni and Malbec here, Mark. Love it, says Bounty. Glass of wine a day keeps the doctor away, says Evan. Well, I'm not going to start telling people that, but... Have you had a highball, a whiskey and fizzy water, says Oliver. I've never had that. Sounds interesting. KM says Mainu slipped because it was wet. Well, to be honest, I was a bit worried about United in the first 5 minutes, but I think we've settled in quite well now. Not to say we're going to win it, but I think we have settled in a bit. Remember, we are away from home as well. The Premier League. I think Bournemouth are a typical Premier League side as well, you know. Really can mix it with everybody. I mean, they beat us at Old Trafford. But I think we've settled in quite nicely here. That pitch is ridiculously wet. Fucking hell. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. The ball's being passed along the ground and you can see it spraying up. Have it! Maguire's absolutely fucking buried him there. 50-50. Get in the bin. Skeletons has just gifted 10 memberships. What a legend. Their half is mad slippery and ours isn't, says Wan. Disgusting. Disgusting. They've literally only done it to our half, you're right. How can you do that? How can that be a thing? How can you be allowed to do that? Just water one side. Come on, Garnacho, get your touch right. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's on Garnacho, that is. That's on Garnacho, that is. It's a simple pass down from Rasmus and he's fucking left it. And then Solanke's gone and done Camboala. Fucking hell. I mean... I've never liked Solanke anyway, ex-Liverpool shithouse. Crap goal. I could have scored that in my sleep. Fucking rubbish goal. But look at this. Look at this. Rasmus lays it down to Garnacho. Terrible touch. You can't do that. I don't know what's happened to Camboire there. I don't know what Camboire's doing here. I thought he got fouled. I think he... Slips. Fucking slips. Fuck off. He slips. Slips on the fucking wet grass. Absolute joke. I'm not one for excuses, but this is a fucking joke. They've watered that pitch ridiculously and we're not prepared for it. Wet pitch. Bitch. Ah, oh, God, fucking speech. The thing is about that goal is you can't say anything other than Garnacho's first touch is fucking rubbish, and that's what leads to it. Lack of concentration, and then Camboire slips. And honest, I tell you what, let me just go back to this. I've not even looked at this. Let me watch the goal back again. No, not that one. Here we go. Oh, Anana's position is shit. He's too close to his line. You've got to close the angle from there. He's too close to his line. There's too much... Look at Anana. He's nearly back on his fucking line. You've got to close that angle more. I'm nitpicking a little bit, but he's very close to his goal line there. Oh, I think I've just missed a chance for Rashford. This is what happens when you go back. Rashford. Yeah, not passing again. Why is he in the team? It's the Rashford show. Fucking hell. What would win, a polar bear or a wet or a striker? I couldn't give a shit, mate. Bounty Hunter. We fucking need to supply our striker. End of, says Bounty Hunter. Yeah, you're never going to supply your striker when your winger gets in a position for a cutback and shoots into the side netting. How can they allow the pitch to be this wet when there is a game? Didn't realise it was pouring heavily that it causes puddles, says Mud. I mean, they're in again there. I tell you who's having a bad game. Garnacho. Really bad. Didn't slip. He just got done making excuses, says Elsie. David De Gea would have saved that, says Aiden. You know what? It's actually a bad area to get beat from as a goalkeeper. People won't like it, but that's a bad area to get beaten from a goalkeeper. A striker shooting from the edge of the box. You can see how tired Rasmus is not getting passes from Rashford, says Amar. Well, if you know, you know. Half time, I'd sub Rashford off for Mount as a team. Yeah, so at some point, I said this at the start of the game. At some point, you've got to question 350 grand a week for Rashford, 250 grand a week for Bruno. Just, I mean, Delo's just been done on toast there by Sinistera. We all predicted this. We all fucking predict. This game is like, it's like watching Rangnick 2 years ago. It's so similar. Stig says, Garnacho, bad first touch. Camboila slips, but Ten Hag has to take some blame. We've played horrible football for 1 year. How can you defend that? Well, there's plenty of ways of defending it, mate. Plenty of ways. Injuries. Ownership. Referee's changing his... battery. Skeletons gifted 10 memberships. Nizam, thank you very much. Amir says, Mark, I'm Ten Hag in, but picking some of these players to start these games are on him. Amir, I can't defend it. I said it before the game. You know, why Ten Hag wants to make a decision. Here we go. I'm tired of this as well. Fucking referees who don't check their batteries. So we're going to have a 2 or 3 minute stop now. Been playing 20 minutes. He's not checked his fucking battery. Yeah, that's on Garnacho, this goal. No, Onana shouldn't get beat from there either. Onana should not get beat from there. No, he shouldn't. It's a catalogue of errors again. Garnacho has got to go and win his bad touch. Camboila obviously gets spun. And Onana shouldn't get beat. Might as well put Manan up front. No service as Pinhead. Did we really expect anything else? We need to be careful. We could find ourselves out of Europe altogether. This is Mr. Sedo. Dance is absolutely spot on. He says, this is like Ranić's last game, which were also like Ollie's last games. This isn't Ten Hag. This is just what levels United are. Sharath Kamath Fitness says, remember when we said Alexis Sanchez transfer affected Rashford's development? How is he affecting Garnacho's development? It's a cycle. What's the shout count already, says Hussein. This is a team that's given up on the manager, says Dean. United look lost, no ideas, desire or plan. Erik Ten Hag waked up. Look, there will be no clear out if we change the manager. New CEO doesn't start till June. New director of football doesn't start till maybe June. New manager wouldn't start until July. If you're a player and you don't want to get sold, best thing you can do is sack the manager because they won't get sold in the summer. The only manager that's going to sell some of these players is Ten Hag. They'll all be thinking, if we get him sacked, it's another restart. I'm still earning my money. Look how deep Rasmus is coming as well. I don't fucking blame him. I love Ten Hag, but the same issues seem to be recurring each game, says Ollie. The team's already checked out, says Surab. And as far as Rashford's concerned, my thinking is he's leaving this summer and the only reason he's being played regularly is to keep his price up. Nizam says, why is the goalkeeping coach not talking about Onana about how deep he plays? Rashford is actively stunting Rasmus' development, says Bisson. Somebody in the chat said, why haven't you gone in on Camboila? I won't go in on Camboila. Lindelof, Martinez, Evans, Varane. 4 centre-backs injured. It's a kid playing at centre-back. I'm not going to go in on him. Like, you know, some of these lads are earning 350 grand a week and they're doing fuck all. He made a mistake. He made a big mistake, but I'm not going to go in on him. No way. The youngsters made a mistake, not their fault. They're part of this team. We need a senior leader to get the tempo up, says Ian. Would you have changed the lineup today, says Ryan? I would not have started Marcus Rashford. No, I would just... What do you get out of him? What Ahmad or Mount on the left wing? Well, they wouldn't be on the left wing. They'd be on the right wing. Garnacho would be on the left wing. Rashford's got to go, says Pillal. If he had any respect, he would have saw Ten Hag's tactics working with players in the box and then Haaland there for a tapping. Sick to death of the long ball, says Ben. Go on, get it wide. This is good. Delo. Casemiro's going to be offside. Fucking hell. Good on you, Mark. Can't go in on Camboire, says Sebastian. Look, I like Garnacho. I don't really want to go in on Garnacho. Why is he playing on the right wing? Because we have to pick Rashford. Mark, would you like to see the time stop and restart whenever the game stops and restart like our American sports do? Says Amir. I'm not massively bothered. Gashford, 350k a week, doesn't pick himself. Says Clinton. Bruno's been invisible, says NK. %65% possession for Man United, no shots on target. 35% possession for Bournemouth, 2 shots on target. No corners for United. New manager that would give half these players another chance to prove themselves. Their 4th chance never ends. Sell Rashford for 65 million, says Jacob. You know what I fear? And I think we all know it's going to happen because we've been on the cycle for so long. Ten Hag will get sacked. This is so reminiscent of Oli and Ranić and Jose. You can literally see the players just not putting in 100%. So we sack the manager again. New manager comes in. Players perform for a year or so, and then they stop performing again. And the cycle continues. That's football. Delo comes with... I don't know what that means. It's giving massive Watford vibes, says LJ. Here we go. Look at that. Did you see that then? Did you see Delo's pass then? It's like going through a fucking puddle. It's an absolute joke. Perfect game for Mason, says Nick. I wonder has Southgate told Rashford he won't be in the Euros and just given up, says Rory. I doubt it. He won't have made that decision yet. I like Ten Hag, but he's too stubborn. Casemiro's just given the ball away here. We might be 2-0 down. How can a team like Bournemouth be dominating us when Manchester United... Well, that's absolutely pointed. That's pointless, Shane. You can't say stuff like that. You know, we've been battered by teams for 10 years. Should you not play better when you suppose stars not playing worse, says Brian. I think we as United fans just need to back Ten Hag. We spoke for years as fans how we need a rebuild, says Don. Bruno and Rashford are doing nothing, says Des. Araki says, I'll hate it if Ten Hag gets sacked, but he's a coward for starting Rashford instead of Ahmad and not starting Mount over Bruno. Well, I haven't noticed Bruno so far. Here's Garnacho. Here's Garnacho. Goal! 1-1! Fucking hell. Get the fuck in. Have it. Yabba dabba doo. The conga. Come on. 1-1. I mean, Bruno's really happy about that one. Solanke's trying to moan about a foul in the build-up. I'd hold on this. I'd hold up on this. No, that's a good tackle by Camboire. Fuck you. And your daddy. Let's have a look. Garnacho. Rashford gets it wide to Garnacho. Clever ball. Cut back. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, a little bit of luck there, but get in. I mean, Bruno won't score an easier goal in his life. Garnacho's cross just bounced up off the defender, and it's there for Bruno on the volley. Fucking hell. Abbott. That's a real Abbott, isn't it? Big goal, that. Casper says, get number 18 off now. Fergie used to say, when United come to town, it's a cup final, and this United team just isn't experienced enough, says Connor. Are you confident Man United will sort this out in the summer, says Anil? Look, I'm glad we're back in the game. You know, I'm glad we're back in the game because Camboire doesn't deserve that on his CV. And he made the big tackle on Solanke that led to the counter. Good play. Ref, book him. Book him. Yes, he's booking him. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Man United, back in the game. Uh, 90 subscribers away from 848k. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. I just want to win. Garnacho's touches today has not been great. First touch. Good play by Mainu. Oh, could have been in there as well. That's it. Good play. Oh, Delo, get the ball out. Get the ball out your feet. Oh, terrible. That's it. Get back, get back, get back, get back, get back. Get back! Oh, Wan-Bissaka, you got to get tight to the net. Can't be letting him get a shot off there. That could have been 2-1. We put a cross in and we score, says Florian. That's how it should be. How is it allowed that Bournemouth watered United half more than 4 minutes and kept their half dry? Isn't that cheating, says Baron. And how do people not see maybe it's not the managers, core players here since Van Gaal? Till they go, it'll be the same, says Jacob. I feel like a drop to constipated dump. Let's go, says Mario Franco. Lovely stuff. 33 minutes gone. I tell you what, I think Rasmus has been involved a lot more in this first half an hour than he's been involved in any game since the international break. He seems to be coming deeper, getting involved in the link-up play. I don't blame him. It's more, I mean, I'm not saying he's Harry Kane, but it's more Harry Kane in the sense that he is just trying to get involved in the game more, and it's a better way to play. Here's Garnacho. Oh, get the ball out your fucking feet, mate. So many players committed forward there. You've got to play the simple pass. Bruno, says Oliver. Eric Ten Hag is the only manager we need to avoid sacking, says Don. I truly don't know how people are blaming Ten Hag. No squad depth, and some of these players are just not good enough, says Cohen. We just need to take care of the ball a little bit better in the final third. Mount must be going mad, says Bart. He's scoring stoppage time against Brentford and play reasonably well, only to see someone pick his favourite above him. I tell you what, it's so wet in that Bournemouth half. Some of these United players should take the trousers off and put Speedos on. They're not wearing trousers, they're wearing shorts. I mean, whoa. Fucking hell! What are you fucking doing? Who's marking Kluivert there? What fucking idiot's playing at right back there? What are we doing there? Why is he unmarked in that fucking position and getting a shot off? The fuck is going on? What the fuck are we doing down that right-hand side? Mainu's talking to Bruno. Fucking dickheads. Like, watch this. Where is Kluivert and why is he unmarked? Fucking hell. That is just shit, mate. That is not Camboire's job to go there. I tell you what, Anana shouldn't be getting done on his front post. I've got to, I don't think Onana should get beat. I've got to say, Onana should be saving both of those. He shouldn't be getting beat. Absolutely incredible. You should no. If anyone knows anything about football goalkeeping, you shouldn't be getting done on your front post. This game could be Wan-Bissaka. Good ball by Rashford. I tell you what, the funny thing is, Bournemouth are doing us down our strong side. Delo, Garnacho is where they're getting the joy. They're not getting it down the Wan-Bissaka Rashford side. Did you voice the audiobook, mate? Yes, I did, Jake. Casemiro looks dreadful, says Noah. This is baffling. Why can't our players play a simple pass, says Tusha. God forbid Onana bails us out on a mistake, says Antony. I blame the pitch. This is not football, Mark, says Nick. Well, Bournemouth have got a player injured here. You know what pisses me off? You know what pisses me off is that both their goals are so simplistic. Mistake, Solanke on the edge of the box, takes his moment, bangs it in the bottom corner. Onana should save it. Somebody doesn't pick somebody off. Simple pass, cuts inside, shoots. Onana should save it. We've been in better positions than them. Like Garnacho had the ball. All he's got to do is slip in somebody, tries and takes somebody on. The decision making, you know, Rashford on the left-hand side should cross it, takes a shot into the side netting. Bournemouth have just made the right simple decisions at the right time, and they've ended up with 2 goals. Man United have been in them positions, but we never play the simple pass. We never do the right thing. It's always, oh, the cross is on or the overlap's on, I'll take somebody on. Oh, there's a cut back there, I'll have a shot. Like, we don't look after the ball in the final third. We've been in positions ourselves where, you know, all Bournemouth have done is exploit the opportunity. Oh, Kluivert's unmarked. I'll slip the pass into him. Kluivert goes, I'll cut inside and I'll take a shot. United wouldn't have played that pass to Kluivert. It would have been someone else who goes, oh, I'll ignore that and I'll take the player on instead. We don't do the right pass. Are we even sure that I mean, look, honestly, if I'm being honest, I think, as much as I love the lad, Garnacho has probably given the ball away on both goals. This manager is gone. The players don't want him. He's not Ineos man. We're going to end up with the nice guy Southgate, says Aldo. Terrible to think, isn't it? Defending is terrible. We're so open, says Glenn. How bad is it that we let Kluivert score? Who's next? Van Basten, says Viking Crypto Warrior. Are we even sure that Onana isn't actually a hologram? Didn't even see him touch either of those 2 goals, says Pengas. I hope we lose. Garnacho and Rashford pathetic, says Cody. The high tempo, faster pace of the Premier League exposes Onana. So, why do we keep making mistakes, says Oliver. That's basic defending. Olive says Ten Hag can't teach that. This United team is written off the season, says Kira. I've got a free membership chat. If I'm in Greece, but I'm lost for words, says Andy Bell. Playing Rashi, Bruno and Casemiro will get him sacked, says Corey. The high tempo, faster pace of the Premier League exposes Onana, says Don. Thank you very much. Get out the wingers of the field. They've been so crap. They never track back and they've been lazy, says Kevin. Maguire's getting beaten in the air. What the fuck's going on? Well done, Rasmus. I think Rasmus has had one of his better games for United. He's doing a lot of unselfish dropping deep, laying it off. Onana's bang average, says I see dead bodies. I'm preaching this since we bought him. I can't believe we deliberately downgraded. Red Smurf says we need a clear out. Including the manager. Yes, the players aren't doing their job, but it's the manager that's picking the team. There's no desire. It's disgusting, says Sean. Yeah, but you know what? A clear out won't happen with a new manager when there's no stability there from this. Who's going to say sell someone? There's nobody left. Murtaugh's gone. Arnold's gone. Ten Hag will be gone. Ashworth, Brailsford, Radcliffe, Blanc, Barada. They're all new. Put a new manager in. They're all new. You know what happens when everybody's new? They've got no experience to say who needs to go. So it'll just be another let's try again with what we've got. We can't do that. I understand what people are saying. Look, it's shit. But new CEO, new director of football, new owner, new manager. Like, all that happens is everyone gets another bloody chance again. Looks like some of the players were on the piss last night, says Dawid. We won't come back from this. I can't see it. I can't see it. I'm currently watching this on my break at work, Mark. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Shocking, says Joe. They've hit the bar. And then he wins the second header. There, fuck him off! Get him out! Absolutely fucking joke. How does that guy win the header and then win the rebound? That's the biggest example of can't be arsed FC. Look at this. Look at Delo. Fuck off. Absolutely not giving a shit. Look at that. How can he win his own fucking rebound? They ain't fucking working. Fuck off. I mean, this is a disgrace. So they're just some of these players are on 300 grand a week. And they're getting played off the park by Bournemouth. Respect to Bournemouth, they're playing well, but some of these players are Champions League finalists, Champions League winners. Joe Barnes can't believe what he's watching. Des, I think Rasmus has played really well. Like, I think he's the only... Well, I'm not going to say he's the only one. I think Mainu's having a go. But he's coming deep. He's getting involved. I think Mainu's basically playing as the holding midfielder tonight. Go on, Rasmus. May as well. Where's the support for him? They've all ran away from it. Fucking, they're all running away from him. He's on his own. Nearly half time here. Bloody hell. Someone take the mask off and reveal Ranić, says Chris. We're not getting any higher than 6, so don't really care, says Salim. We're not even in 6th at the moment. Des says Rasmus works well, just no service. I'm telling you now. Clip this up. If he doesn't get Mount and Ahmad on at half time, he's fucking gone. He's got to do it. I don't know. I'm not going to say the players he needs to take off because he'll never fucking do it. But if he wants to keep his job, he's got to win this game. And if he wants to win this game, you better get the guy on that you spent 55 million quid on. It makes no sense to me. You spent 55 million quid on Mason Mount. You're going to get sacked before he even starts playing for the team. Solanke sent Kambuala back to the academy. Says, mate, we can't take the piss. We can't take the piss against Kambuala. We've got 4 senior centre-backs out. There's always, you know, people who think Kambuala is going to come in and play like Van Dijk. They're idiots. He's a kid. There is a vulnerability there. I knew there would be a vulnerability there. Bournemouth know there's a vulnerability there. It's going to happen. Ollie's behind the mask as Joel. Mark, despite you not wanting it, I think we can all agree the writing's on the wall. Kevin, I said this a couple of weeks ago. I mean, where's Bruno, apart from the goal? I mean, Garnacho needs to calm down. He's having a bad game. What makes you think there'll be a clear out with Ten Hag, Rashford, Bruno, Meta, all his golden boys? There's no chance they're being sold anyway, says Yark. Feel for Rasmus, but Bruno, Casemiro and Rashford need to sit on the bench, says Anakin. Rashford and Bruno out, Ahmad and Mason on, says Mario. Mate, you may as well do it now. If you lose to Bournemouth, you're sacked. Sean says his stubbornness will be his downfall. Well, no one's even warming up at half time. Captain shows no leadership, says Terence. Good ball by Bruno. Right, Garnacho, come on. Get one back before half time. If we can go in at level at half time, it'd be a bloody miracle. It's the tactics. We don't have wing-backs who can keep ball near the opposition box. We're giving possession and expose ourselves to counters. Only Shaw, says Udit. How does this get sorted, says George? Well, it helps if you've got a left-back and your centre-back's fit. You know, we have got an injury crisis and we do have to acknowledge that. But we've also got players that aren't trying. We've also got players that aren't living up to their reputation and wage. And that's a big, big problem. I mean, look, if I was Ineos, that would be my biggest issue. If I was Ineos and I know I've got to save money, I'd be like, why am I giving Rashford 350 grand a week? Why am I giving Casemiro 300 grand a week? It should have been booked there, delay. Pye says he said that Ten Hag looked worried at the start. I guess he knew what was coming. Reese says, why is Casemiro playing instead of Mounts? Because one's a holding midfielder and one's not. L says Casemiro and Rashford are terrible. Rasmus is trying so hard but gets no help. Ironically, his favourites is sacking him, says Jims. It's hilarious. Listen to people saying take Bruno off, who's the only one that's done anything noticeable in the game, says Sean Turner. That point is so true. They should have just scored again. Would you take Ollie back as interim, says Darren? What's the point? What's the point? It's just different shades of shit. I mean, look at how weak Rashford is there, losing the ball. If I were you, I'd have absolutely destroyed Rashford after he got the guts to call you out the way he did. He never looks interested, says Dowell. Well, he didn't call me out. It wasn't my video, was it? So change would be keeping the manager and getting rid of the players, says Jack Stewart. Maguire shooting from 35 yards sort of sums up with where Man United are at this moment in time. This team makes me want to throw up, says Curlin. I feel like I'm watching a comedy. Ten Hag should have just started with Onana, Mainu and Rasmus instead of the ghosts in defence, says Curlin. The lack of concentration at the back is definitely Eric's fault. What else can he do? No other centre-backs. Casemiro playing bad. Scott only other in. Ten Hag in, says KG. I just hope Ineos can recognise the toxicity in this team. It's disgusting, says Kizza. Doesn't matter who the manager is. These players are rubbish, says the Wheelbarrow. Penalty. He's got to give it. I thought he would. It could be 5-1. Charlie Mack says you can't blame McTominay. Yeah, well, no. What's McTominay got to do with anything? 5-6-5 against us this season. Win games left. Wow, says Joel. So many players need to go, says Glenn. It looks like it's going to be another see you later half-time talk, Mark. Players out, says Liam. Look, I've said it so many times before, so I'm going to be consistent. You know, the manager thing just doesn't rock my boat. It just doesn't. You know, I can't believe we've still got fans out there that get excited about sacking a manager and think it's going to make a difference. We genuinely have fans like that. And I'm like, it depresses me. It really depresses me to think that we might sack another manager and think everything's going to change again. It's just, we've been there so many times. What's exciting about the next manager? Whether it's Nagelsmann, Southgate, whoever, what difference does it make? Like, what's going to happen? It's the players. If I was in charge, if I was Ineos, you know, looking at that team tonight, Maguire needs to go. He's not quick enough. He's a solid pro, but he ain't at this level. Rashford's got to go. Bruno, you've got to have big questions about. There's just so much work that needs to be done. And it's still, the thing is, if you get rid of the manager, it still needs to be done. Manager's not going to change it for me. You know, bring the best manager in the world. If you've still got the same players, what difference does it make? Bruno's going to shoot from there. Hit the bar. I've become bored of who we are. Can't watch, says 5. Jeff's going for a motorcycle ride. Please put your helmet on, Jeff. These guys have no fight and are throwing another manager under the bus, says Jeff. Stick the youth on. At least they'll run, says SK. You've got Tananka centre bed like Maguire, so why can't we play high? Has anyone noticed Casemiro just strolling around? Disgrace, says Scott. The shit needs to go before another manager, says Carlos. A lot of people turning on the manager. A lot of people turning on the players. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're about to hit half-time here. About 10 seconds. 9 minutes added on. Bloody hell, Delo nearly hit that low. I mean, Delo's had a horrible game. Many people's player of the season. Absolutely horrible. He's got to make subs at half-time. He's got to make subs. I mean, that's the first thing I would say. You've got to make subs at half-time. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to see something that was so obviously going to happen. I mean, those stats don't lie. I mean, look, first things first, I'm probably starting in a place that's unfair, but what's Rashford done in that game? Nothing. What has he done to, you know, reward a manager for sticking by him again? Literally nothing. If you didn't know that Marcus Rashford was on 350k a week and was meant to be one of the best players in Europe, you wouldn't know. Forson couldn't have done anything less than Rashford. Like, it's just at best, a ridiculously inept performance. Weird. Why is he starting? How could Ahmad do any worse? Casemiro, 300 grand a week, multiple Champions League winner. Wouldn't know it. Wouldn't know. Would not know. That could be Jordan Henderson at 40 years of age playing in our midfield. I wouldn't know that Casemiro was one of the greatest holding midfielders the game's had in the last 10 years. Same with Rashford, as I said. Bruno, apart from the goal, just not getting hold of the game, and that's his job. I'm not saying Bruno's been the worst defender, but he's meant to be getting hold of the game, not getting hold of the game. Delo, really poor. Garnacho, poor. Maguire, not as good as he has been the last couple of games. Camboire as a kid, I'm not going to have a go at him. Anana should stop at least one of those from that area. I think Rasmus has played well. I think Mainu has played well. But it's not enough. It's just not enough. And I don't know what the excuse is for these players anymore. If we lose, it's most ever losses in one season. I think if we lose, he's gone. You know, I said this on... I do a podcast, Goldbridge Saves Football. And a lot of people gave me a load of shit. And I said, if we lose this game, I think he might be gone on Monday. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets sacked on Monday if we lose. Because as an owner, if I'm going to make a change anyway, and my only choice is Gareth Southgate, and maybe I could get Nagelsmann, but Nagelsmann's saying, I want to know what I'm doing before the end of May, I need to interview him now. I can't interview him if I've got a manager, because the press will find out. You know, we lose this game, I'm at a point where I probably go, sack him on Monday, let's interview Nagelsmann, let's get an interim in. Because you can't go from Ten Hag to Southgate. If you want to sack Ten Hag, and I don't, but I think the players clearly do, if you want to sack Ten Hag, you can't go to Southgate. You can't go to Potter. We're fucked. If you're going to sack him, you've got to get the best manager available. We're meant to be doing best in class, not best in ass. So the best available is Nagelsmann. And the only way you're going to get him is if you interview him before the middle of May. And if you're going to do that, then you've got to let Ten Hag go. Now, I don't want that to happen, but the writing's on the wall. I don't think Ineos are made up on him. The players are sacking him anyway. I mean, look, I find it really depressing because it's the definition of insanity doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. But this is like Groundhog Day. This is like Rangnick's last 2 years ago. 2 years ago we were here. I know the feeling. Players just inexplicably in a Man United shirt getting overrun by teams that we should be dominating. We've been here before. Same with Mourinho that last month. Same with Ollie that September, October, November time. We've been here so many times. And the players know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Some of them have done it 2 or 3 times. They know exactly what they're doing. That Rashford performance is shit. He's Manchester born and bred. He's our best paid player. There's no urgency. Comparing that to someone like Gary Neville, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, it's an embarrassment how this club has fallen off. I'm fed up of the excuses. I've seen what it means to play in a Man United shirt. They would not accept it. We've become so naive as to what our levels are. Maybe some of you are part of the Chuff Brigade. Maybe you don't remember it. But those who remember it, what do you think people like Vidic and Cantona and Ronaldo and Rooney and Keane and Giggs and Scholes are doing on that pitch, and Beckham? What do you think they're doing on that if they're on that pitch? It's not acceptable. And they're not going to accept it. But we've got Mank born and bred. Fuck off. Come on. He ain't fucking playing for the shirts. They're not playing for the shirts. They're playing for themselves. They're like, oh, how do I stay? I'm fed up with this shit. You've got to start calling it out. When you've seen riches, you don't put up with being poor. And that's what's happening here. The excuses need to stop. They need to stop. They're watering one half of the pitch again. They've just shown it on the camera. They're watering one half of the pitch again. Look. One half of the pitch being watered again. How is this even right? How is that right? Absolutely fucking... Look, Bournemouth have played better than us, but how are they allowed to drench one half of the pitch and not the other? And the side of the pitch they're doing is the side of the pitch we're attacking in the second half. Mark, you said Solanke's just a finisher, nothing else. His all-round game, his levels above... I disagree, LJ. Can you do a poll, Ten Hag in or out, says C? No. If we get Southgate, mate, I will get a riot or I will walk, says Max. To sum up the issues to Ineos, I'd walk in and say, does Pep use players from the Pellegrini era? Does Arteta use players from the Wenger era? Does Klopp use players from the Benitez era? Then I'd leave again, says Yakov. Delo should be second choice right back after this summer, says Alex. Take off Rashford second half, says Oliver. Stephen Rogers, thank you very much. If he goes, the cycle starts over and the players continue to earn and no clear out. They know how to switch it on and off, says Tony. Rashford FC fans say he's untouchable because of his 17 Premier League goals. Solanke's on 17, so they'd sign him up. Is Ten Hag scared of his PR mob, says Avi. Casemiro and Rashford off and Eriksen and Ahmad on. Both don't look interested and maybe Eriksen might keep the ball better. You have to be honest, both goals are on Kambuala. He's got on the first one and out of position on the second, and Højlund is trying too hard, says KS. But look, even if it is on Kambuala, so fucking what? Evans is injured, Varane is injured, Martinez is injured, Lindelof is injured. You know, after Kambuala, you're probably playing a youth team right back. Like, we're down to the bare bones. I will not criticise Kambuala. Like, you're criticising somebody who shouldn't be anywhere near the team. These players are being instructed to play like this. I can't believe United players are this bad, says Sahil. What? So Mourinho told them to play like this. Ollie told them to play like this. Rangnick told them to play like this. And Ten Hag. So we've had our last 4 managers have told our players not to give a shit because they're weirdly sadistic and want to get blamed themselves. Come on. Jono says Ten Hag won't make any changes. Mate, he probably won't. I'm not going to sit... What did I say before the game? He shouldn't have started Rashford. I don't know why he's starting Rashford. I mean, it's so obvious not to start Rashford. Why start him? I'm not giving Ten Hag a free pass by any means. Do you miss Weghorst's work ethic, says Amit? Why would I wouldn't start Weghorst in a game like this. No. If I'm Southgate, I go nowhere near this club, says Simon. What do you mean? Of course he'll come near it. It's a fucking dream. If I'd folded in half the way Kambuala did, I'd be in bed for 3 months. Erik Ten Hag doesn't make a single change. I bet you, says Angry Jawa. If Ten Hag gets us into the conference, I think that counts as a good season and could help us get some top players, and we might win a trophy, says James. You've got to be taking the piss. Maguire more shots than Haaland this month is crazy, says Oza. And Zabo says, do you think Bruno is trying all these wild shots and passes because he believes in and is desperate to save Ten Hag? Maybe he's got no faith in others in the team to step up or even care, says Zabo. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Mount, Eriksen, Ahmad should all be starting in the second half, says Savage. Losing Ten Hag will see the clear out of players by will set the clear out of players back by at least another year. I don't know why it does this. That's from SK. We got players from Van Gaal era. Don't change your dentist before the job's done, says SK. And should we give up any hope for the rest of the season? Watching my dad and it's soul crushing. Zero effort from these bums, says Tyrone B. Well, we'll probably get to an FA Cup. I mean, well, Coventry could beat us, actually. Playing like this way with these players has been his downfall. Ineos is sacking the lot of them. Players won't survive the leadership vacuum, says Corey. This really does feel like Rangnick all over again, says Jordan. What's Blanc's role? He came in with a big reputation, but does he have the power, says Armin. Greek yogurt's lovely, isn't it, says Luna. Lovely. Okay, well, we're getting ready for the second half here. Man United, 2-1 down. 60% possession, 1 shot on target, 5 shot on targets for Bournemouth, 12 shots to 5. Look, more of the ball, less shots on goal. What's that all about? Inability to look after the ball in the final third, which happens every fucking week. Mark, if you're honest with yourself, you'll know we played better football under Ollie and Mourinho. Ten Hag plays the same awful... No, Marco, boring, shut up. The arrogance of certain players is the issue, says Finn. So, did I imagine getting smashed by Watford under Ollie? Did I imagine getting smashed boring under Mourinho in his final season? I don't know what you're talking about. I also don't remember Mourinho and Ollie having the injury crisis that Ten Hag has had either. I think it swings and roundabouts, mate, to be honest with you. I don't want to get into your little Ollie, Mourinho or Ten Hag argument because they all got sacked. And they all got sacked because of the ownership and the players. I'm not playing the Ollie versus Ten Hag game or the Jose versus Ten Hag game. Ultimately, all of them will be sacked or have been sacked. And they all got sacked because they end up being the fall guy when they're not the real problem. So there is no argument. There is no conversation about Jose or Ten Hag. Jose got sacked. Ten Hag will get sacked. and they'll get sacked because of weak ownership and weak players. There is no either or. The end game is the cycle. The end game is the hamster wheel. That what we do at this football club is we spit out and blame the wrong people because the club is a fucking mess, and it will still be a mess if we sack the manager, which I'm sure we will do. When Garnacho first started playing right, he was really good, but the last few games he keeps drifting left, says Glenny. He's better off the left. He's better off the left, Glenny. It's as simple as that. He's better off the left. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Thank you very much. Fearful for Eric Ten Hag if this result says... James, I think he's gone on Monday. I really do. I think they'll get rid of him on Monday because you need to start interviewing people. But that's just my theory. Should Ten Hag needs to save himself and dump players, says Sean from Ireland. Should go back in time and stick with Van Gaal, says Jared. Oh, no, he was the one I'd stick with Mourinho. Ahmad's coming on. It might be Garnacho off. Ahmad's on. Who for? Honestly, Garnacho's had a bad half. But if he's took Garnacho off at half time and kept Rashford on, you know, Garnacho's had a bad half, but it should be Garnacho to the left and Ahmad on the right. I think we should give our second goalie a chance. Doesn't seem fair, says Amat. I've still got 25 reasons to stay with Ten Hag. I have no appetite for another manager. Samuel says, let Ten Hag have the summer to bring in his own players. I don't know who's on or who's off. I don't know who's on or off here. This is tight. I hope he isn't sacked on Monday. I still back him, says Sonic. Eric Ten Hag in, still in Garnacho. Fucking hell. Absolute joke. I won't say the words, but I tell you what, you might just be seeing the moment. I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fucking fuming with that. You've got a 19-year-old who's probably one of our players of the year. You've humiliated him by subbing him off at half time. You've got a guy on 350k a week who's done fuck all year. You keep him on. The fuck? Rashford, look, I agree, Garnacho didn't play well, but maybe put him on the fucking left and put Ahmad on the right. Sean says, I think it's all over. Jack says, complain all you want, but Garnacho's the reason you're losing. But Garnacho's playing on the right wing so that we can put fucking Rashford on the left. Garnacho should be on the left. He's playing out of position for fucking Rashford. Rashford should come off because he's fucking shit and Garnacho should go to the left. You're subbing off a 19-year-old at half-time and making him the fall guy when we've had a fucking 350k fall guy all season. I tell you what, you better score a fucking hat-trick in the second half. Salim says, what is he expecting to see from Rashford? Well, we better fucking see it. I agree with JT. Why is it okay for them to drench our half every half? Oh, fucking hell. Why is the second half thing there like that? You know when you get a feeling that you're about done? I'm about done. I mean, look, there's 45 minutes to go. We can still turn this around. Sack this fraud now. He's bought half this crack, says Eric. Come on, Mark. Everyone can see the decisions from the manager are shocking. It's time for him to go, says Shane. Come on, Mark. He sacked himself with that sub, says Corey. Sky saying the same. Could have been Rashford off. Rashford, Bruno, crap, to Stephen. Rashford must have a clause to play, Mark, says Stewart. Great subs from Ten Hag, Mark. Players should be the issue, but they don't pick themselves. The manager does. Garnacho off, but Casemiro is staying on, says Marco. Fix your timer. It's right now, mate. This is why people want to sack Ten Hag. He's player FC, says Daniel. Dre says that 19-year-old is why it's 2-1. Mate, go fuck yourself. Seriously. He made a mistake on both goals. Anana should have saved both goals. The defenders should have marked better on both goals. Grow the fuck up and watch football. Come on. Garnacho didn't get the ball, dribble it into both the fucking goals, did he? And why is a 19-year-old having to play out a position for Rashford? You know, as a senior pro, should he not be the one taking responsibility and playing off the right? I don't want to play off the right. Put your hand up if you remember when Garnacho was playing on the left and Rashford was playing on the right, and Garnacho was doing really well. Why did that get swapped round again? When did Rashford go on that amazing run on left wing to win his place back? Oh, you forgot about that one, didn't you? I seem to remember the days when Garnacho was on the left and Rashford was on the right, and he was doing really, really well. And then suddenly, Rashford went back on the left, and Garnacho had to go to the right. But I don't remember Rashford winning his place back on the left. I just remember, oh, he's got his place back and Rashford's back on the right. Call it for what it fucking is. We may as well be called Manchester Rashford. Rashford as the club by the balls marks as 5 Cantonars. Well, it certainly feels like it. Maybe he can get the ball and score a fucking goal. Because if it's going to be Rashford FC, let's hope he can start winning his games again. Do you think Ten Hag will get sacked after this game? Probably. Charlie Max says stronger managers have buckled to this lock. Paul says Ten Hag lacks gut, should have Rashford out and Bruno, says Paul. Look, the game's not over yet. I'm not going to start making silly comments about sacking the manager, but it's hard to play football with all these injuries. It's hard to get results when you haven't got the right players, but it's not hard to make common sense substitutions. I mean, what surprises me is that Garnacho's actually done a lot more for him this season than Rashford, and he's just thrown a player under... At the very least, he's thrown a player under the bus that might now think, fuck you. Bournemouth were looking for a penalty there. He won't get one. Let's get the stats carousel rolling around. My score prediction actually was a 2-2 draw, by the way. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did it. What's the referee looking at here? Gets the ball. Gets the fucking ball, ref. I'm in disbelief, I think. I'm in absolute disbelief here. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh, Rafa, I'm not even reading your chat. I'm beginning to believe that Sancho was right. What? Turning up late for training and outing your manager on Twitter is a good way to be, is it? You can fuck off with him as well. That is not right. That's just player FC. That's exactly what we need to get rid of. Some people are really thick, aren't they? Like, really thick. Oh, Sancho must be right. Well, I think it's going to be a very telling last half an hour. Oh, Rashford's just won a 50-50. Hold the back news. Maybe he's finally going to start delivering here. Is someone telling him to keep Rashford on? By doing this kind of subs, the hate for Rashford is growing, says Sheehan. And pushing aside young talent like Rasmus and Garnacho so you can protect the ego of a millionaire prima donna who doesn't perform or doesn't seem to care. That's my big problem with it, Sidward. You know, taking off any player at half-time is a big sort of message. And does Garnacho need that message? Yes, he had a bad first half, but do you think Garnacho's performances this season warrant being held up as the fall guy? Is this, you know, does he expect Antony back for the cup semi-final so Garnacho's back on the bench again? It's just fucking weird. It's just weird. For me, Dalot and Garnacho would be the two players for Player of the Year. He has a bad half on the right wing, and you hold him up as the fall guy. Well done, Rashford. Could have laid it off, but no. Take someone on, lose the ball. Why change the habit of a lifetime? Jimmy says, the gap in our midfield is the bane of our existence. If you recruit poorly for players, why would the recruitment process for coaches be any better? Eric shouldn't be kept because we're sacked in the past, says Sam. Here we go. Good block, Wan-Bissaka. I've said what I wanted to say on Twitter at Mark Goldbridge about the Garnacho thing. I think that sort of covers it for me. Ash G says he keeps the senior players on for accountability. How's that going? Shit game, but when it comes down to it, you're a frippling nice bloke. That's the main thing. Thanks, Goldbridge, says GB. If I'm Rashford, I'd be demanding to be benched. He surely knows how disgusted with the fan base is, not doing himself any favours, says Mario. It's possible Rashford has a clause in his contract that requires him to play a certain number of games and Ten Hag doesn't have a choice, says David. Do you reckon Rashford has talked directly to Radcliffe, says Sakin? He's a very powerful player at the club, I don't know. Didn't Bruno win the coin toss? He chose to attack the wet side of the pitch. Perhaps speaks to his confidence in the back four, says Jay. And I don't get it. We're losing anyway. Get some subs out, says Paul. I'm convinced it's the owners picking the team. Eric Ten Hag's not the first to be forced to play Rashford. If I invest 1.2 billion, I'd do the same, says Stephen. Bring out Ahmad and wins the match, says that's what she said. Nemo says Southgate would sort it out. Akil says it's Rashford's pace. Ref's weird. Ahmad has done more in 5 minutes than I've seen Rashford do all game, says SK. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. I'm in a tough place here watching this game. I don't know about everybody else. I'm sort of, I love my football. I love analysing football, but I'm struggling. I'm really struggling now. Really struggling now. I'm losing the faith. I've lost faith in the players a long time ago. I mean, not all of them. I think when you say players, it's unfair. I mean, I think I love Rasmus. I love Mainu. I like Garnacho. I like Delo. It's not Camboila's fault, but so many of the other ones, I just don't trust them, and I have no faith in them. And I think the manager, I'm starting to lose faith in the manager. I'm not going to say Ten Hag out. I think that's a bit too soon, but he's making decisions illogical. Look, I watched Spurs today. In the 57th minute, so after this, 57th minute today, Spurs are playing crap against Newcastle. Ange takes off his captain and best player, Son. They've got a game for 2 weeks. Spurs don't have a game for 2 weeks. I think it was 2-0 or 3-0 at the time, and he takes Son off. Why? Why has he done that, Mark? Because he's disgusted with his performance. And he's saying to him, that's not the standard I accept. You're never going to see Bruno taken off. You're never going to see that happen. He never wants to take people like Rashford off. It's just not the way to run a football club. And why is Bruno playing at fucking... Look at where Bruno's playing now. Look, people will say, he's just trying to get involved, Mark. He's meant to be the number 10. Look at where he is. He's gone and took the ball from the goalkeeper. That's playground football. You're a number fucking 10. How can you be disciplined? How can you get control of the game when your number 10 is taking the ball off the goalkeeper in his own penalty box? Does Odegaard do that? We've got to start calling this shit out. Oh, but he runs around a lot. He's the number 10. Why is he taking the ball off the fucking goalkeeper? Where's the discipline? Do you think Ten Hag and Ineos and these players are worthy of your time? Well, it's my club, John. It's not about worthy of my time. It's my club. Like this is what you do. There'll be clubs in the lower leagues, people turning up and they're about to get relegated. It's just, that's called support. You don't give up on your club. Kambala's got the pink boots. Klurs says Senor. Piers, thanks for your super chat. This team looks soulless, says Barry. Here's Wan-Bissaka. If I could reset one thing this season, it would be to get De Gea back, says Varun. I think if De Gea was in goal, he probably saves both of those shots. Certainly one of them. Love Ten Hag, but feel high-paid players have decided this train needs to go over the edge. If Ajax can adopt tactics, why can't our current players, says Channel. Second half, no shots on goal, no shots on target. Cameron says, I don't think Bruno trusts a lot of them. Book him. Just blasted the ball away. Book him. How's he not booked him for blasting the ball away then? Oh, this ref's a weirdo. He looks like an accountant from Peaky Blinders. The end is near, Mark. Give us a tune, says Des. Well done, Rasmus. Loses the ball, wins it back. Well done, Ahmad. Wins a free kick. The fact that Ten Hag shouts pass really says it all with these players. Ten Hag ball is pass and move, but they simply can't do it, says Elliot. Conference League nights in Bode and Helsinki looming over our club. I think Conference League football is optimistic. Shoot, Mainu. I would have had a shot from there. He's got a penalty. Oh, I tell you what. This could be get out of jail card. Penalty to Manchester United. Bloody hell, Eric. He literally said this week we don't get enough penalty decisions. Oh, I tell you what. I'll take that. Never thought it was going to get given. It's on his arm. I don't think it is a penalty. I don't think it is. It's up on his arm and it's close to his side. I don't think it is a pen. I genuinely don't. I mean, I'll fucking have it. If it wasn't a penalty, I'd say it was. But it's at the top of his arm. I don't think it is. I don't think that's a pen. Stick with the referee's decision. Stick with it. If that's the other end, I'm going mad. I'm going absolutely mad. Don't clip me up on that, by the way. I don't want any of that shit. This is just for the community. 100%, I don't think that's a penalty. If that happened to Delo at the other end, I'd be losing my shit. I thought he'd put his arm out and it hit his hand. It's sort of like reactionary on his shoulder. Bruno for his third goal in 2 Premier League games. We need this. We need to win this game somehow. We've had a lot of bad luck. I'm not apologising. Get in! 2-2! Come on! Let's get in! Game on! Let's go! Let's fucking go! 2-2. Have it. No, look, I'm not. There's only Manchester United. There's only Manchester United, and you go back to that Chelsea game and don't talk to me about robbery. Don't talk to me about injustice. Chelsea, fuck off. Stupid. Never a penalty there. So it all equals itself out at the end of the season, Mark. Back in the game. Look at the stats. Fucking hell. We've had 1 shot on target, but we scored 2 goals. How does that work? That needs updating. Is there a stat for walking distance? Rashford's stat would be interesting, says Salim. Devastating to watch, says Red Devil. How can they not be running through brick walls? Re-sacking Ten Hag, what managers are out there with a trophy CV and are we capable of calling players out and dropping them? Not saying it's a reason to sack him, says Red, since 1975. There's no one available. Hope Sir Jim finds a way to cap wages next season. Sean from Ireland says, I don't think it was a penalty. I think we can win this now. 24 minutes, I think we could win it. Ahmad's made a difference. Looks after the ball really well. I'd love Rasmus to score. I'd love Rashford to score. Surely there is something going on beyond the manager for these selections, because every manager has been the same. They've all persisted with selections that defy logic. Something in the background, says KC. Bruno for hat-trick. Never gets subbed. Good odds, says Tom Grant. I think to be honest, Bournemouth will keep creating chances, but we've got a bit of momentum here. Don't think it was a pen, but in this year the rules check. Look, to be honest with you, Ronnie's gaming channel, who the fuck knows if it's a handball or not? If you know what the handball rule even is, well done. I don't think anybody actually honestly could say it's a penalty or not. You can think it's a penalty, you can think it's not a penalty. The truth is none of us actually know, because we don't know what the rules are anymore, do we? I've played the game, you've played the game. We've all played the game, but we don't know the rules. Here we go. Delo. Why has he not put the cross in there? Rasmus must be fucking fuming. Knobhead. Thanks everyone who's watching on TikTok, by the way. I've probably not been mentioning you enough as I should have done. Thanks very much, and thank you very much for giving us a follow. Aaron Wither. On YouTube, thanks for everyone who's subscribed. Bottom right-hand corner, give it a click. We're closing in on 850,000, by the way. We're not that far off, so if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Let's see if we can get there. I predicted 2-2. I predicted 2-2. So, Delo's had a horrible game, Sean. Like, we have to be honest. Delo had a bad game. Look, Garnacho had a bad 45 minutes. Delo had a bad game. I think Maguire's not been at his best. Casemiro's been bad again. Yeah. Rashford's been shit. There's been a few bad performances out there. Bruno's had a decent game, says Luke. I think Bruno's had a chaotic game, which is what he seems to do now. He's all over the place. We can win. A bit of luck, and Ahmad doing bits, says SK. I think Ahmad's done well. I don't think it was a penalty, says Ronnie. We've done that one. Couple of subs now for Bournemouth. Well, I tell you what, I'm grateful for that penalty, because I've got to be honest, at 2-1 and losing this game, I don't know where my mouth was going to go if we lost. The manager. I'm very, very unhappy with what he did to Garnacho at half-time and who he kept on. The Ahmad substitution was correct, but I was wondering. I wouldn't have said it during the game, but who knows what I would have said after the game if we'd lost. And I don't want to be saying that, but Ahmad's been a breath of fresh air. Go on, Rasmus. Does well. Gets it into Rashford. Oh, fucking take him off. Take him off. He has just fucked us there. Oh, just take him off. That is a fucking joke. Taking people on again. Take him off. I just don't understand why Mason Mount's not on the pitch. He's been fit for over a month. He's actually scored in games. Go on, Rasmus. Oh, go on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, unlucky. 48 months a member. Big up United stand, says Sean. Love from Kansas City tonight. Seeing Messi play. Diallo winner incoming, says Sean. Thank you very much, Sean. You're a legend. Bruno has had a decent game today, says Luke. Thanks for the super chats. Yeah, I think that I've got a funny feeling Rashford will score the winner. I've just got a funny feeling. You heard it here first. Because I think that's why Ten Hag keeps him on. It's the only reason he can keep him on is for that sort of match-winning moment, isn't it? So, look, let's hope. A draw is better than a loss, but good tackle. Oh, Rasmus has got to be stronger there. I think he's getting tired. I can see him taking Rasmus off and putting Rashford up front. Do you want to make a bet? Do you want to make a bet? He'll take Rasmus off next. He'll put Rashford up front. You heard it here first. Good block, Maguire. Ten Hag is advertising himself to be sacked. He needs to make more subs. What's the... You know what? Even I can sit here and say to you, we have a manager who spent 55 million quid on a player many of us didn't know what he was going to use him for, Mount, and I like Mount, but I didn't really understand why we bought him, and he doesn't know how to use him himself. He won't even bring him on. Like, why is Mount not on? There's only 15 minutes left. It's not long enough for a player to do anything. How many weeks ago did Mason Mount come on and score against Brentford? 2? He's sat on his fucking arse. No, he's not going to bring him on. He's not even warming up. The thing with the potential Rashford moment is how many actual chances would we create without him, says Rory. Right, I think Mount might be coming on now. I'm sure he just seen it. He definitely turned round to somebody and said, come on. Maguire's had a good second half, says Stick. Mount's a club signing, not a Ten Hag signing, says Jacob. I agree with Rory. The thing about that waiting for that moment for Rashford is how many chances are you missing without it. I guarantee you he's going to take Rasmus off and put Rashford down the middle, which will completely kill all our hold-up play and running of the channels. But Mount was bought to fill the Eriksen role. We know that it got ran through at the beginning of the season, so now where we are, that's my guess, says Dominic. Well, we shouldn't be losing this game from this point. I think we've actually looked more likely to win it than Bournemouth for the last 10 minutes. Famous last words. I'd take Wheatley up top. Rasmus looks knackered, says Chambers. Right, make the sub. If you don't, 20 minutes left. Come on, make the sub. Oh, I can't make a sub when we're defending a corner. It's a myth. It's a myth. Go on, Ahmad. Ooh, nearly. Gord says, overlapping when Rashford's your winger is pointless. Glenn Haag is obsessed with Mount. I see it now, Mark, says Gary. Pass it out. That's a good ball by Casemiro. Get up and pass. Get up and pass. Right, are we making the sub or what? Because Mount's been stood there for fucking ages. Yeah. 37. Oh, for fuck's sake. Mainu. Mainu off for Mount. So we're playing Rashford for 90 minutes and I still don't know why he started the game. Like, there has to be a Rashford winner at the end. Otherwise, it just doesn't make any sense. There has to be. Shoom says, Maguire's been consistent, if not great, for a while. The amount of defending Maguire has to do in this team is a disgrace, says Red Army. And did you know we got the 4th worst expected goals conceded in the league? And Nana literally keeping us relevant this season. Rashford in the ball. Oh, I thought he was going to get fouled. Corner. I have to say Rasmus is tired because he puts the effort in, says Jonathan. Mr. Glenn Johnson says, Onana is literally keeping us relevant. Underrated. And yeah, I think he should have saved both goals. I wouldn't go to town on Onana. I think he's doing better, but I still have concerns about him, if I'm being honest. What the fuck? The referee's just given a foul on a corner to them. I've never seen that happen in my fucking life. What is this ref on? Even on the replay, I don't even know. I don't know what this referee's just fucking done. Well, look, we can't moan. We can't moan too much. He's given us a handball. Casemiro's still on the pitch as well, says Wackass. Hitting the long ball again. Player ratings, by the way, I'll whack that into the chat for you. I think our next 2 league games are Sheffield United and Burnley at home, by the way. So hopefully we could win a couple of games. Yeah, link in the description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Thanks for the follow, Rob. Ten minutes of normal time to go. Thanks for all the follows, legends. Really appreciate it. Liam Green, Jay Bollo, AM7, Bennett, Khalib, Gemsy, Noam, OTB, Niall. Love that. Thank you very much. Cash. Mark, just to try and brighten the mood, hypothetically, would you get in bed with Klopp and Astrid Wet, even though she passed on you for United? What are you talking about, Dylan? Eric Ten Hag wants the sack to get his payout. Clear to see, says Trevor. Rasmus looks tired and Rashford looks fresh. Says it all, says Brian. Mate, I'm sort of moving past the whole individuality of this now. There's a guy who picks the team and there's a guy who makes the subs. I'm baffled. I'm absolutely baffled. What am I watching? Pure shit, says Des. Ian Beistus has gifted 5 memberships. I'd rather take a draw instead of a loss, says Laws. Oh, yeah, 100%. Well done, Ahmad. He's had a good half. Unlucky Ahmad lost the ball there, but he was surrounded by 3 Bournemouth players. He's had to track back a little bit. Camboila does well. Corner. Just want to say hello from Norway, says such tried hard. Thank you very much, mate. Scott Wilson, thanks for the follow. Yeah, good stuff. Corner to Bournemouth. Headed away by Maguire. Well, come on. No, we can't be flicking the ball there, Ahmad. Do you think a draw keeps Ten Hag in a job? Says Sean. 3 points from 12, a draw. I don't know, mate. Look, I genuinely don't know what to think anymore. I mean, you hope for a win. But to be honest, the performance has been absolute shite, and I tweeted it a minute ago. I'm absolutely baffled by his team selection again and his substitutions again. It's crazy. I don't know how. I really don't know how he's kept certain players on the pitch and subbed other players off. How are we not winning this game, Mark? Don't want to believe we're a top half side only, but that is our reality, says Matt. Necro says, I can't understand his substitutions either. Maybe he wants out. He might want, you know, I said that months ago. Maybe Ten Hag does want out. Maybe Ineos have said, Ashworth's going to be in charge. You're just going to be a coach. And Ten Hag has said, I don't want to work in that situation. You know, I don't know. He's got a contract, hasn't he? I don't know. Can we ask Harry Potter to do a spell, says Waleed. I thought he was going to give a penalty there. I think he might be given a yellow card for diving. Mark, I reckon you're the hardest working bloke on YouTube. Love the content, says Anglo-Saxon. Thank you very much. Mark, you should Google what the Kruger effect is. Do you think you know more than a Premier League coaching staff who train with the players? You can have that for free. Didn't need to do a £5 super chat. I do think I know better than some Premier League coaching managed staff, yes, because they're just human beings, and I meet and know a lot of them. They're not fucking Terminator. Some of them are absolutely shit at their job. Are we seriously playing attack versus defence against Bournemouth? That's how bad we are. And Pastor says, think Ten Hag wants to go back to Ajax. Well, Maguire's had a good second half, you know. Just won another header there. Mark, in regards to last night's show, it'd be nice if Sir Jim saw the benefits of selling Greenwood and buying Todibo, says Sewage Fruit. Maguire again. Come on, one more chance. Let's scam a win. We're very good at this. We're very good at scamming wins. Let's do it. In the summer, which position would you prioritise, Luke? Well, obviously defenders. Oh, Bruno's gone the wrong way. Why'd you go wide left when you're trying to score a goal? Oh, Casemiro. I thought Casemiro was going to do a Messi then. With this pending draw, we're joint with Newcastle in the league. Irrelevant, I know. Because we're shit, but funny how football works, says Nick P. Can't wait to watch Man United legends taking on Liverpool's legends in Malaysia in April. Better than the current team playing, says Ray. And Man United needing the refs to save them once again. Bunch of cheats, says Daniel. Oh yeah, how did that work against Chelsea then? Did we get saved by the refs against Chelsea? I've lost count of the amount of times referees have helped us out this season. Bloody hell. We're so lucky. Come on, Bruno. Go on. '88. Fucking hell. Cheers for the watch-alongs, Mark. I'm going into town. We'll watch the ratings in the morning. I hope nothing better than 6, says Rory C. Cheers, pal. Legend. Yeah, player ratings, links in the description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. That Bruno pass prove he's Rashford's bitch, says Impraise. Ozian says, crap performance and we got lucky with the penalty. I think if he took the right players off, we could have won this game. We've played with... I genuinely think Rashford's been like playing with 10 men. That'll be a free kick. Oh, he's played on. Bruno, go on. Go on, Wan-Bissaka. I don't even understand what Casemiro's position is. I think he's been all over the place. Who's he booking now? 6 minutes added on. Neto's been booked, the keeper. This is where McTominay would be handy, says Daly. Yeah, just launch big balls into the box. Can't do that. I predicted a 2-2 draw. I hate it when I predict a draw, and I hate it when it actually ends up being a draw. A dross, as we christened it a few years ago. And we haven't drawn that much this season. Corner to Bournemouth. Give us your thoughts, people. My overarching feeling is that Ten Hag hasn't helped himself today. That's my overarching feeling. We've been better in the second half, but only, I think, because Bournemouth have run out of steam. You could predict this game a mile off, though. It's just the same old shit. 0 service for the striker again. I don't think... Here's an interesting stat for you. Pretty sure it'll be 0. Cross comes in, headed away by Casemiro. Goal kick. I wanted to have a look at shots. Rasmus hasn't had a shot all game. Oh, Bournemouth could be in here. Into the box. It's the end. It's the end. It's the end. It's over. It's over. It's over. You're looking at the end. You're looking at the end. It's over. I don't even know what happens here. It's down the right-hand side. It's outside the box. It's outside the box. Surely that's outside the box. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's surely outside the box. The contact has to be outside the box, surely. You can see very clearly. Yeah. It's outside the box. It's outside the box. Yeah. Very clear. It's nowhere near the inside of the box there. We could argue it could have been a red. I mean, it's another implosion. It's another penalty. What minute was just 3 penalties in a row. 3 penalties. They can't give this penalty. They can't give this penalty. You can't give it. It's outside the box. It's outside the box. Yeah, free kick. They could still score it. Penalty has not been given. It's outside the box. So free kick on the edge of the box. Probably going to be the last action. I'll tell you what, if that had been a penalty, regardless of what we deserve to happen today, that would have been 3 penalties given away in the last 3 games right at the end of the game. Shit ref, says Zandy. Camboila playing like 2020 Maguire, but in all seriousness, he looks like a player who prefers to play in a low block than a high line, says Julian. At least we didn't lose to Atalanta 3-0, says Jahak. I won't be Ten Hag out until we get rid of Rashi, says SK. Rashford is mourning Malacia's disappearance, says Vala. This is still a really good free kick opportunity. It's right on the edge. It's difficult. It's a difficult position. But if you get this over the wall, it'll be a goal. Because I don't think Onana's got a fucking clue what to do from here. Just looking at him moving around there. This could be the last... Well, it won't be the last kick of there. Right. If you care about the shirt, that wall doesn't look good to me. Yeah, well, the wall did its job. Goes for a corner. Absolute crap. How long is this going to go on for? When are we going to be a proper club again, eh? Fucking hell. 60 Sec says Rashford's been the worst player on the pitch. Well, you can do your player ratings, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We've only had 2 shots on target. Both of them ended up going in the back of the net. Bruno, switch it. Go on, pass it. Why didn't he go forward then? Come on, we might get a chance here. Cut inside. Oh, fucking cut inside. Mount, put a cross in. Put the cross in. Put the cross in. Put the cross in. It'll blow, you know. Put the fucking ball in the box. And then we just blast it forward. Okay, now. That's it. 2-2. Absolute shit. Absolute shit. I'm baffled by this. I mean, I'll have to keep it back for the match reaction, but I've got some strong things I want to say about Ten Hag. I'm fucking baffled by that. I'm baffled by that. I mean, Bruno's shaking his head and everything, but we played shit, mate. I'm absolutely baffled by what he's done today, the manager, and I seriously question what's going on behind the scenes. It feels to me like there's some sort of sabotage, because that is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Were Bournemouth robbed? Probably. Probably. But yeah, absolutely incredible. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Thanks to everyone who's given us a follow. I'm going to go straight over onto the match reaction. Do your player ratings. You're going to be very interested by some of mine and the things I've got to say about Ten Hag. I'll see you over there in a minute.